Is Derrick White an all-star? Boston Celtics guard Derrick White has been playing out of his mind on both sides of the floor for the Boston Celtics. He's been the most consistent Celtic, and in recent games has been dominant on the offensive side of the ball when he's needed, but also helping out on the defensive side of the ball. We'll be breaking down how impactful Derrick White has been for this Boston Celtics unit, and if he deserves to be an all-star, as many Celtics fans feel that he deserves to be, and some of his teammates also think that he deserves to be that as well. Welcome back to this episode of Celtics Digest. I'm Bruce Veliz, but before we get into any Boston Celtics content, I would like to say that roughly around 79% of our viewers are not subscribed, and would greatly appreciate it if you guys hit that big old red subscribe button and joined the Celtics Digest family. We're getting closer to our goal of 3,000 subscribers, so if you want to make sure you stay up to date on everything Boston Celtics and get daily Boston Celtics content, hit that subscribe button and join the family. We know you won't regret it. But let's dive into the news at hand today, breaking down how impactful Derrick White has been and saying if Derrick White deserves to be an all-star. Personally, Derrick White has been playing out of his mind for the Boston Celtics, and I think he deserves to get that nod. Derrick White has been the most consistent Boston Celtics on both sides of the floor and has been performing great of lately, even with the Boston Celtics having injuries to other superstars. Derrick White has proven to be stepping up and taking that role. Derrick White was set to be the Boston Celtics starting point guard at the start of the season after they had traded Marcus Smart. And bringing in Jrue Holiday, he's obviously been that main focal guard with Jrue Holiday, but he's taken that role in leadership and has shown in the Boston Celtics how impactful he can truly be. If we want to look at this article here, we can look and see that Derrick White in his last two games has been on fire for the Boston Celtics. They took on that road trip. They had no Kristaps, Porzingis versus the Golden State Warriors. They had no Jayson Tatum versus Sacramento Kings, and Derrick White stepped up tremendously. He made 10 of his 13 field goal attempts and tossed in 28 points during the Boston's victory 144-119 over the Sacramento Kings on Wednesday, and was on fire from three. He also matched his career high by scoring 30 points and having 7 rebounds in a previous game versus Golden State, where they lost in overtime. Now, Derrick White did take a lot of three-pointers in that Golden State game. He did take 18 of them, but he shot 9 for 18 from 3, hitting around 50% from the three-point line and doing around the same thing where he played the Sacramento Kings in a back-to-back. You would think Derrick White, a guy who hasn't been a big focal point for any offense until this year, you wouldn't think that he would have that to step up and be that guy, but he truly has unlocked that for the Boston Celtics. We want to keep looking at this article. Derrick White says in response, "I'm just trying to win. That's all I'm focusing on right now. Just have to keep winning and see what happens." Through 24 games this season, Derrick White is averaging a career high as 16.5 points, 5.1 total assists, and 4 rebounds per contest. And he's never made an NBA All-Star team. He's an all-star, Boston coach Joe Mazzulla said. He's playing with freedom, confidence, and empowerment from his teammates. And a lot of times when we want to settle the team down and we want to get really good execution, we go to Derrick White in the pick and roll. And that pick and roll has been very effective for Derrick White. It helps him free up and maybe even attack the rim with a nice floater, get him to get that offense involved, get his assists in, or even a nice pick and pop three where he's able to take that three and get cash for the Boston Celtics. Derrick White, not only has he been a great scorer for the Boston Celtics team, he's also been helping out on the defensive side of the ball. If we want to look at some of Derrick White's stats, we can look at this crazy stat from StatHead from Neurotic City on Twitter, saying that Derrick White is now the second NBA player ever to record 5+ 3-point field goals and 3 blocks in consecutive games, and the first, Luke Kornet, as a member of the New York Knicks in 2019, which is absolutely crazy to see Luke Kornet get that type of stat line. It's obviously a very out-of-the-way stat, very complex stat, but it is cool to see that Derrick White and Luke Kornet, the now teammates on Boston Celtics, both have gotten this stat, and the only 2 players in NBA history to ever do it. 5 3-pointers and 3 blocks in consecutive games. And in that Golden State game, Derrick White was getting very great blocks, rear blocks as well, coming late off the screen and getting it right at the end. Derrick White has been unlimited and has been unstoppable for this Celtics team. We also have been talking about his blocks and things of that nature. We want to look at this stat from StatMuse. You can see that Derrick White leads the league in blocks for guards. He has 28 total blocks in 24 games. And if you want to keep looking at that list, go a couple down, you can see Jrue Holiday is still there as well. 25 games played with 22 blocks. Jrue Holiday, 6 blocks shy of Derrick White. These two guards have been unstoppable for this Celtics defense. And in recent games, Derrick White has found his rhythm to help out the Boston Celtics on the three-point line and helping them out cash in their floaters. Now I found some images from the Celtics Reddit that I thought were very funny as well, talking about Derrick White. This one talking about Derrick White's hair, saying, "The baldness will unleash your power. Derrick White will only get stronger the balder he gets. He needs to shave that beard hair so that he can be completely bald and be a 25 point per game scorer." But as you guys can see, Derrick White points per minute with his hair growth. 2016, 2017, when he was on the Spurs and had some hair, it was around 0.39 points per minute. But now he's up to 0.51 points per minute, being bald, which has helped out the Boston Celtics tremendously. I'm so glad that Brad Stevens went out and got Derrick White after he torched the Boston Celtics. I personally was at that game, and it was hilarious to watch. As you can see, this is another meme saying, "'Tis the season for the winning season." He's the reason for the winning season, and I completely agree. Derrick White has been on fire for this Boston Celtics team, helping us out and being that guy. I know a lot of Celtics fans also feel this appreciation. Derrick White was the player of the game for the Boston Celtics versus the Sacramento Kings after he had a tremendous performance versus the Golden State Warriors. No one expected him to be that great on offense back-to-back nights, and he truly came through for this Celtics team and has been throughout the whole season. Obviously, as we talked about earlier, his career high numbers. We want to look back at that real quick. We can see that Derrick White is averaging 16.5 points, 5.1 assists, and 4 total rebounds. Last year, he was averaging right around 11 to 12 points. The reason why he was never picked to be a guy in the top 100 list for ESPN. Those writers are definitely regretting that decision. Derrick White has come out and not even proved that he's a top 100 player, but proving that he's a top 60 or 50 player in this NBA. I want to know your guys' opinions because Derrick White does so much for the Celtics as well, not besides just scoring and obviously getting those blocks. He's diving for loose balls. He's making the right passes in the right place at all times. He is that glue guy for this Boston Celtics team, and he is that guy. Personally, I think that Derrick White deserves to get an all-star nod. He's definitely working towards it. The numbers might not show it, but he's definitely that all-around guy that you want to have on this all-star team. He'll be doing all the intangibles for you and helping your team get the victory. I want to know your guys' opinions as well. Let me know your guys' opinions on Derrick White this season. How great do you think Derrick White has been playing? And do you guys think he deserves to be an all-star, or do you think it is just Celtics bias? Thank you guys so much for tuning into this episode of Celtics Digest, breaking down how impactful Derrick White has been for this Boston Celtics team. If you guys want to make sure you stay up to date on everything Boston Celtics news, hit that subscribe button and join the family. We know you enjoy the content, and we know you won't regret it. The Boston Celtics get ready to take on the Los Angeles Clippers tomorrow at 3 p.m. Should be a fantastic game between these two big threes. Hopefully Jayson Tatum is back for the Boston Celtics and they can get a spectacular victory to take this 2-1 series, 2-1 road lead in California. I'm Bruce Veliz. Thank you guys so much for tuning in this episode, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace out.